Hello, very good morning. Welcome to JS Testing Academy. Welcome to the next part of video in the Core Java for Automation series. Okay. Next we are going to see about design patterns in this part of the video. Okay. What is design pattern means? Design pattern is nothing but the word itself, right? Design pattern. Okay. So you are going to follow some pattern to make our right application or a framework in a better way, easy way, reusable way, maintainable way. Okay, to make convenient for the right people who are right testing the application and going to review it. So make it convenient for the end users also. Okay, so there are a lot of design patterns in the market. So with respect to Java point of view, there are a lot of design patterns. For example, singleton pattern, factory pattern, okay, abstract factory pattern, builder pattern, and prototype pattern. There are a lot of design patterns right in the market. In our automation world, we use one of the very standard pattern, that is page object model pattern. Okay, so page object model is, for example, each page one class. For example, there is an account details page one class, book page one class, home page one class, search page one class, right? For example, cancellation one page, login one page, right? Log out one page. For each page one class that we right use a page factory, and right we initialize the element and we use, that is what we use in the normal right automation work. Okay, so in this series, in this particular video, we're going to focus on the singleton pattern. Okay, so already created one package singleton pattern in the Java learning, which we are doing for a number of videos now. Okay, let me create a class here. Okay, so the class which I'm going to use it, right, I'm going to name it as singleton. Okay, I'm going to use it as a singleton. Okay, let me finish it, and I now the class has been created. Okay, so now what we are going to do is, right, we are going to write some design pattern, singleton pattern, how see how it goes. Okay, so now first, right, what is the usage of singleton pattern is normally, right, we have a class. For calling the class, we create multiple instance across all the classes, right? That might right save a lot of right, that takes a lot of time, memory is also is taking. Okay, right, for reusing, right, we have to do a lot of work. In that case, to avoid right multiple instantiation of a single class, okay, for that we use this right design pattern. Let me create private static, okay, single, and let me create an instance variable here. Okay, and with static. Okay, so I'll create a right instance variable with the static. Okay, so now let me create an constructor now. Okay, then I'll sys out. Okay, let me give sys out. Okay, and then I will print it with singleton instance created. Okay, so I'm printing a singleton instance created. Okay, now let me create an another method. Okay, and public modifier method. Okay, and it's going to return singleton. Okay, now I'm creating one right method called as get instance. Okay, instance. Okay, now I'm going to right use an if condition instance. Okay, instance, right, e- equal to null. I'm checking whether instant is null. If it is null, create an object. Okay, instance equal to new keyword next singleton. Okay, if I create here, no need to create in the other classes. Okay, so I'll just give semicolon. Okay, then I want to add return here. Okay, then I'm going to give return instance. Okay, now what I'm going to do is, right, I'm going to add another method here, public void show message. Okay, I'm going to give sys out. I'm just going to give JS testing. Okay. Okay, so I created a class here, so where I created an instance variable, then I created a method, just a constructor, and I printed it. Okay, then I'm going to use get instance and creating one instance here, which can be used in all classes. Okay, and I'm going to use one normal method, that is a show message. Okay, which also will be called in another class. Now I'm going to create one main class here, main. Okay, and I'm going to add public static void main here. Okay, so now I added the main method, which is an entry point of execution. Okay, now I'm going to write call the class here. Okay, I'm just going to create an object and call the normal method by default. Without creating an object, these methods will be called. Okay, let's see how it goes. Okay, so I'm going to create, right, write couple of instance here. One is, right, singleton obj1 equal to new singleton. Okay, obj1 dot show message. Okay, so I called a normal method which I created there in the singleton. Okay, so this method I'm calling by default, it's going to call without creating an instance. That is the purpose of the singleton, right, pattern here, design pattern. I'm going to create another object. Okay, this time I'm going to create into obj2 and obj2 show message. Okay, now let me run the code. Okay, you can see, right, so the instance is created couple of times by default. Okay, this object is been created. Okay, by default it's been created and this particular constructor has been called. Okay, so this is how, right, we can use, right, singleton pattern, design pattern in our Java world. Okay, this is one of a design pattern. I already have another pattern also, factory pattern, which I can show you. I already wrote the code, I'm not going to write a code. Okay, I created an interface called as shape, and I created one method called as, right, unimplemented method called as void draw. Okay, then I created three classes. One is its circle, implement shape, and void draw, and sysout drawing a circle here. So in this method, it's going to override and go a draw a circle. Okay, and in the next class, I'm going to use an same implement the shape interface, and this time it's going to draw a rectangle here. I'm using the same method, so and I'm printing a different doing a different implementation here, that is drawing a rectangle. Then same thing, I can draw a square with the help of another class called a square and shape, and right, implement shape, and I'm going to draw it. Okay, and I'm going to create another class called as shape factory, where I create a method called as get shape. Okay, and the shape type, and I'm going to use if condition, and I'm going to right? Get the shape type and check whether it's a circle, then it's going to draw the circle. If it is going to a rectangle, right, if it is going to draw a rectangle. If it is going to a square, it is going to draw a square. Okay, what happens is I'm going to create a single point of object creation, which can be right, called in multiple classes. So this is one design pattern which we can use it. Okay, there are multiple design pattern. This is one pattern which we can use. I have called all these right objects shape factory, new shape factory, shape dot get shape circle, and get shape rectangle, and get shape square. So it's going to call, but each time I no need to create an object where I have called in a single point of object creation that which can be called among the all the classes. Okay, so this is also one pattern named as a factory pattern. As I told you, the design pattern is one way of creating a structure as per the requirement. That is called as a design pattern. There are a lot of patterns, and singleton pattern and factory pattern is one of a pattern. And standard pattern, design pattern, which we use in automation, is called as a page object model. Hope this video is useful for you. Thanks for watching this video. Have a nice day. Meet you soon next part of it.